Soldiers coming back from war face a brand new battle, coping with what they've seen in war and the reality of being home, where life is supposed to be normal. Consider these shocking statistics. A veteran takes his or her life every 80 minutes, and tens of thousands of veterans end up homeless. Knowing this, imagine what it feels like to be the family members of our servicemen and women coming home. Imagine the worry you'd feel and the concern you'd have for your husband, wife, father, or mother. Could you start feeling the actual depression yourself? A Mother Jones piece recently posed the question, can PTSD be contagious? What about the effects on you? What sort of effects are you seeing on yourself? How have you been changing?
I've changed in the fact that it has triggered some of my own trauma from years ago. So I'm dealing with that. And then also kind of mitigating the effects of what happens to our children. You don't have time to take care of yourself because you're mitigating everything. And depression, anxiety, I've never been diagnosed with anything else other than that, but my joints are always hurting. I'm tired.
Have you found yourself in situations like that where you're exhausted from how hyper alert you are all the time?
My husband's PTSD did not manifest in a hypervigilance perimeter check, like protector type of a thing. It did in the beginning, but I kind of assumed that role, and the anxiety that I've been dealing with has manifested in the hypervigilance, really overly concerned for personal safety. And I think I have more typical PTSD than my husband.
My experience has been that there are many family members who clearly suffer from being supportive to their loved ones. It's a natural thing. I think the public at large is more familiar with the caregiver syndrome because there's been a lot of attention paid to that over the years, hospice care and all that. And hospice care came about because there was an awareness that the folks who were taking care of loved ones who were sick, who were ill, it became more than just a burden. It started to impact them on physically and emotionally. And that's what we see happening today.
I do believe that there is still a very long way to go. It wasn't until the 1980s that we had PTSD in our DSM, which is kind of our Bible, what we look at for mental health issues. But I used to lead a group for World War II veterans, for Korean War veterans. And we have people who've been dealing with this for decades who are just now getting help and feeling like they can talk about it for the first time in their lives.